Okay, let's look at Over the Rainbow, a tutorial on that. I did the solo. And if you have the book, Let's Enjoy Piano, look on page 20. That's the basic, all the chords, all the keys written out nicely. And it's a nice, convenient page from the cycle of fifths, and all the keys written out from the cycle of fifths. Not every chord in the cycle, but those 6, 2, 5, 1 chords. And at the bottom, there's substitute chords that the 2 and the 4 can be substituted. If there's 2 notes in common, you can substitute the chord. But you have every chord that you need, basically need to know in that key. And on 21, there's some bass line decisions. You can see a fourth, a fifth down, a half step, a step, and a tritone. Those are the 4 basic movements of the left hand. So any questions, let me know. Take a few lessons. We'll see what's happening. But when you're in the key of E flat, you can do the first chord, E flat major 7, C minor 7, F minor 7, B flat 7. And when I did my arrangement, I started low and I went high. Okay, which is a nice flow. First inversion E flat, C minor 7, roll the chords from left to right, which is called chord flow. If you have the book, page 26, the famous Fotmore, the focused, organized practice methodology routine. And the first idea is getting a chord flow. So you have continuity of chords. And your direction, I think it's page 80A, shows you decisions on what improvisational decisions on what to do, what direction, interval change, etc. And so I decided to go up as my introduction. Now, first chord, E flat with an E flat note. So when the chord's in root position, the fifth's the melody, but when you're in first inversion, the root's the melody. And the root is the driving force in any positioning. Now I added a 6 in here. Here's root, here's major 7, here's dominant 7, here's 6th. That's on page 14, shows you a chart with every note in relation to the chord. Also page 78, 79. So have a pencil and paper and write down some of these basic pages, which are so important. Okay, so first inversion E flat. Now C minor 7 or C minor, second inversion C minor. I added in the 7, the full chord. It's the same chord as E flat 6. Any 6 chord is the same as a minor 7. E flat 6, E flat 6, same note C minor 7. C, E flat, G, B flat. C, E flat, G, B flat. First inversion, there's E flat 6, C minor 7, E flat 6. First inversion, and that's, we have to have it in first inversion because the E flat has to be at the top. So just know your chords, get your E flat chord, and then you can add your color in the 6, but you can play straight E flat too. Next, G minor, first root position, because the melody is D. So it's G minor. And you can see the next melody goes right up the chord. Once G minor is in the root position, there's G minor with a D melody. So you have to be in root position. I put down root position so I know what I'm doing. And then 3, 4, 5 on the melody, Harold Arlen goes right up the chord. So he's down. He didn't do anything fancy, went right up 3, 4, 5. And the chord, the position, maps out your fingers. So you got a root position chord here with a 5, and 3, 4, 5, the next 3 notes, and they're right on the chord. There's no fishing around. Now E flat 7 is the next note, the next chord. So there's E flat 7. Dominant 7 has 1 step from the octave. Okay, page I think 61 on the dominant 7 chords as a diminished on the top. Regardless, there's your melody, but they want the 7, so I have to put the 7 1 step. 8 minus 1 is 7. Okay, so we have this position. Okay, so you can accompany yourself just going. Now the next chord is A flat, so usually left hand octave or the root, and the right hand usually starts on the 3rd. And they need the E flats here, so I'm all set for the next note is going to be C. And I put in the G because it's an A flat major 7 chord. And so I put a C minor octave. And I put it over the chord. Because major 7 has a minor off the 3rd. That's the major 7. Here's the root. Here's the major 7. But we need to keep the octave because that's the melody. If you can't stretch the octave, then just do it first inversion of C minor. And now here's the major 7. Here's the dominant 7, which is A flat 7. That's the next chord. That's the next chord down, A flat 7. So it's right into G minor 7. It's a nice inner voice there. So you have one of my favorite movements in the song. And G minor 7, the top part is B flat. So the root stays on the bottom, and you take the top part of the chord and flip it so you can get the melody on the top. So there it is, first inversion. And you write down B flat, first inversion, right over the melody, so you know your positioning. Okay, so there's the A flat. You can play here's a half a C minor. And that's what I wrote down, a half a C minor on there. C minor octave. C diminished, there's the 7, C diminished, and into a B flat 1 with a G minor. Now there's a lot there, but if you just slow it down and just think of positioning and study your chords and know what melody note is at the top of the chord, and I have a number of tutorials that show you how to lay out a triad and what formulas to use, quick formulas, so that you can quickly see a chord, E flat, root melody, it's in first inversion, R1. When the third's the melody, 3-2. It's the third the melody, it's a second inversion. And when the root's the melody, when the fifth's the melody, it's in root position, 5 RP. So Harold Arlen used the 3 positions of the triads right at the beginning. He had first inversion E flat, second inversion C minor, and G minor root position. So it had R1, 3-2, and 5 RP. That's page 44A. Okay, first inversion E flat. That's R1, roots the melody, first inversion. 3-2. The third's the melody of C minor. Here's the C minor, here's the third. So it's the second inversion, 3-2, and the G minor, the fifth's the melody. First note is the melody, so it's root position, 5 RP. So if you know that formula, you can go right through anything quickly, because the top part of any of the 7 chords, or any chord, is going to have a triad in the right hand. As long as you know your triads, practice C minor, G minor. It's got to be one of those positions. A flat. Here's the C minor. Okay, if I just played A flat, you just have a straight A flat chord, but plurality, A flat major 7, has a minor at 7th heaven, page 38A. Got to do some studying here, but it's well worth it. So here, practice your C minor root position, first inversion, second inversion. And all of those chords, all those triads with the A flat in the bass will be A flat major 7 with a different melody. Then A flat dominant 7 as the diminished, and then G minor B flat 1. And then I go chromatically into A flat. There's the A flat chord, root and third, and then it gets into A flat minor 6. And I think that's enough for now. I'll continue this at another time, but I wanted you to get the entire principle of that first line of all those chords. It's chock full of every chord under the sun, major 7, dominant 7, diminished chords, all positions, root, second inversion, first inversions, plurality with, major 7s, chromatic movement, and your chord is moving from the root chord to the 6th chord to the 3 chord, and then it moves to E flat 7, which is the 5-1 in A flat. So it's got a feeling of A flat there, but you're still in the key of E flat. Back to the 3 chord and back to the 4 chord. The 4 minor, and then it goes into the major 7 E flat. C7 flat 9, same chord that we started as time goes by on. F7, F minor 7, B flat 9, 13, and back home. All right, we'll take the next line in another tutorial, but that's quite a bit for now. Maybe it's too much, I don't know. Let me have some feedback, and there's a lot of meat here, and if you can really get yourself through it, it's worth it, because then you can play these beautiful chords, and it's a few little rules that keep repeating over and over again. All right, you're probably tired of hearing me talk. So am I. So, have any questions, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, get the book. If you don't have it, get it, pick it up, and all this stuff is in it. It's a toolbox for improvisation. Okay. Thank you very much. Until next time, thank you.